Breaking news coming in, viewers. Reports suggesting that US is preparing to send its third aircraft carrier, USS George H.W. Bush, to the Middle East, as per reports after two carriers, USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Gerald, are forward. US is going to be sending its third aircraft carrier. Remember, this comes after US Treasury Secretary has stated few hours back tonight's bombing campaign will be the largest and we will inflict the greatest damage on Iran's missile platforms. US is building up warships as the situation intensifies. A short while back, we just told you that US has said that more bombings could be expected. Tonight. It's going to be one of the biggest bombings that Iran should expect. US intensifying its build-up of warship against Iran. Latest is it's going to send one more third aircraft carrier, USS George H.W. Bush, to the Middle East. As per reports, two carriers were already stationed. This is the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Gerald are forward. US would be sending its third aircraft. Situation escalating. Okay, let's go straight across to our guest defense expert, Major General Sanjay Meston, defense expert, joining us here. Thank you for joining us here, Major General. A very good morning to you. It's a weekend on Republic, but next, what we expect now, because the White House has made it clear, President Trump has made it clear, the leaders have made it clear of US that there could be more escalation expected. They have moved a third aircraft carrier, according to reports.
Yeah, definitely. Morning. Firstly, moving this third aircraft carrier has got a lot of implications. The USS George W. Bush aircraft carrier, it is a Nimitz class aircraft carrier. And moving it into the region definitely reflects one thing, that the Americans are not being able to achieve their task of bombing and finishing of their infrastructure of the drones and missiles so far. And therefore, they require additional firepower. And basically, they will be enhancing the number of fighter aircrafts which are based on the ships. And of course, they would also have the capability to launch additional missiles from the aircraft carrier. So basically, the intent is to enhance the firepower, overall firepower through strikes of missiles and of course through the additional strikes of fighter aircraft. Now, what it implies is obviously the target is the launch sites, and basically all these targets are the missiles and of course the drones. And this is what their biggest problem or headache is. And therefore, augmenting this firepower is to basically destroy all this center of gravity of the IRGC. And till the time they do not achieve this, I don't feel any success is going to be in their way, because this will, change the whole tide. If they are able to successfully destroy or neutralize most of their assets, that is the missile assets, the cruise missiles, and of course the hypersonic cruise missiles, and the drones, especially the Shahid drones, I think then only the situation will take a turn. Otherwise, the US is in for a big tough time. This is what I assess. So their aim is to degrade their firepower potential of the missiles and drones.
Yes, Major General, now the situation is looking very, very tense. We were hoping for a de-escalation, perhaps. It's been 8-9 days of the Middle East situation. But Trump said that the only outcome that America expects from Iran is an unconditional surrender. So with this report coming in of leaders from US, top leaders saying that there will be a huge bombings tonight, what do you think is happening there? How do you think Iran is preparing? Because a lot of their military posts, military sites have been damaged by US and Israel strikes.
See, one thing is very clear, the IRGC or the Iranians are not going to surrender in any case. That they are very, very clear, no surrender. They are ready to do or die, but they will not surrender under any circumstances. Till that time, I would not use the word again surrender. Once their this thing, assets of the missiles and the drones have been neutralized to a great extent, where, they can just fire one or two odd missiles in a day, then I would say, yes, the Americans would have achieved their strategic objective. But despite that, how they will assess? They will only assess when there is no counter retaliatory fire from the Iranian side. And number two, even if they do it, let's assume the Americans achieve this objective. The IRGC ground forces will never surrender because they are waiting for the American boots on ground. And this is what they are looking for, because over there, the Americans or Israelis will have a lot of tough time. This experience reflects, since I was in Afghanistan, I'm aware about that. So this is going to be definitely a problem. So Iran under no way is going to surrender. That I am very, very clear. Yes, how the tide will change, it may only
Yes.
happen till the time the infrastructure of the IRGC is bombarded and, the people come to revolt, or the Kurds are taken on